You've heard the word polynomial in your class, but what does the word mean? Let's break it down. There are two main parts: poly, which means many, and nomial, which refers to mathematical terms. So polynomial literally means many mathematical terms. The expression on the left has 3 terms and is a polynomial. The one on the right also has 3 terms but isn't a polynomial. Let's further refine our definition. A polynomial has terms like this that can have a numerical part, a variable, and a positive integer exponent for the variable. The general way to write a polynomial term is like this: a is the numerical coefficient, x is a variable, and k is the value of the exponent, and is any whole number greater than or equal to 0. So, even though polynomial literally refers to many terms, a polynomial expression can consist of one term. Such a polynomial is called a monomial. Here are 3 examples of monomials. A polynomial with 2 terms is called a binomial. Here are 3 examples of binomials. A polynomial with 3 terms is called a trinomial. Here are 2 examples of trinomials. When you are working with polynomials, there are 2 things to consider. The first, which you've already explored, is the number of terms. The second is the degree of the polynomial. The degree is the numerical value of the highest exponent. So, the polynomial you see here is a trinomial of degree 3. A polynomial of degree 0 is simply a number. The reason it's a number is that the x term is to the 0 power, which makes it 1. A polynomial of degree 1 is a linear expression. Here is an example of a linear polynomial. A polynomial of degree 2 is a quadratic expression. Here is an example of a quadratic polynomial. A polynomial of degree 3 is a cubic expression. Here is an example of a cubic polynomial. Now that you've seen the structure of a polynomial, let's look at examples of using polynomials. This rectangle has a length of x plus 5 and a width of x minus 3. So the dimensions of the rectangle are based on linear binomials. The area of this rectangle is the product of these binomials, and the product is shown here. The area is a trinomial of degree 2, or a quadratic polynomial. In a later video in this series, we'll show you how to multiply linear binomials. Let's look at another example. This rectangular prism has sides that are linear binomials. The volume of the prism is the product of these binomials. Let's look at a final example. The shapes of roller coasters can be modeled by polynomials. Here is the graph of a 6-degree polynomial. See how its shape looks like a roller coaster? In a later video, we'll show you how to graph polynomial functions.